Antigua and Barbuda's natural beauty attracts thousands of tourists every year, but its people, their livelihoods, and the island's ecosystems are under threat. Climate change has brought warmer waters, rising sea levels, diminished fishing catch, and more frequent hurricanes. The resulting damage has prompted Antigua and Barbuda to join other countries in seeking an advisory opinion from the International Court of Justice on the obligations of states in respect of climate change. According to Haldane Spencer of Antigua National Parks, diving is a major draw to the island, where 60% of GDP comes from tourism, but is under threat from the changing climate.
Dive tourism is a big thing here in Antigua and Barbuda. All tourists want to see lively reefs, colorful fish, and a wide variety of corals. When the corals are bleached and they seem white, it's a disappointing experience.
Underwater surveys show warming waters and more frequent storms are damaging this precious natural resource. The impacts of bleaching coral reefs disrupt the balance of this vital ecosystem, essential for coastal protection against storms and erosion. Coral reefs, renowned for their biodiversity, are critical habitats serving as spawning areas, nurseries, and feeding grounds for numerous commercially valuable fish species upon which the livelihoods of millions of people worldwide depend. In August and September of 2023, spiking ocean temperatures led to the bleaching of up to 93% of coral in some areas, according to Genevieve Renaud-Byrne at Elkhorn Marine Conservancy.
This year was particularly bad. We had an El Nino event, which was exacerbated by the impacts of climate change. And so the temperatures of our oceans were very, very high, and coral reefs around Antigua and Barbuda bleached.
Planting coral nurseries like this one is a temporary adaptation measure to combat bleaching, but the adaptation measures will struggle to keep up as warming events become increasingly frequent. Former climate negotiator Ruleta Camacho Thomas says climate change will bring more frequent hurricanes of increasing severity, diminished fishing catches, and rising sea levels, causing visible coastal erosion.
When I was 5 years old, my great uncle used to bring us here to picnic, and now because of climate change and sea level rise, there's no more beach.
Camacho Thomas says Antigua and Barbuda and other small island developing states, or SIDS, deserve to be compensated because while they emit negligible amounts of carbon dioxide, they suffer disproportionately from the effects of climate change.
Antigua and Barbuda is a developing country, and really our priority should be on health, education, infrastructure. And most of our grant funding now is going to climate change activities. And so somebody has to pay for that change in that incremental loss in the pathway that we should have been on.
In the interest of its people, Antigua and Barbuda are supporting efforts towards legal clarification in the international court and tribunal system, including joining a pioneering initiative led by the Commission of Small Island States on Climate Change, or COSIS, of which Antigua and Barbuda and Tuvalu are founding members. COSIS successfully obtained an advisory opinion from the International Tribunal on the Law of the Sea. Here at COP28, Zachary Phillips, a lawyer at the Antiguan Attorney General's office, explained the importance of gaining legal clarification.
Is beneficial not only for small island developing states, but for all states of the world. So we would need clarity on those obligations so that if there are any states that are breaching these obligations, then the international community will know exactly what they can do or cannot do to get the necessary justice.
Back in Antigua, for Stephen Weatherd, a fisher who must journey further and further to find the lobster stocks driven away by warming waters closer to shore, the moral case is clear.
We've always, to some extent, gotten the brunt end of the stick when it comes to the consequences of things that these bigger countries do.
In joining the push for legal clarification, Antigua and Barbuda may in future help to establish what are the obligations of states to assist SIDS in their adaptation to climate change. International adaptation finance flows to developing countries are 5 to 10 times below estimated needs, and the gap is widening. Ambitious adaptation is required to enhance resilience of communities and ecosystems. Every fraction of a degree matters.